Welcome back to the Virtue Bowling Supply YouTube channel. My name is Chris and I'm here to bring you guys the high rev perspective.
And my name is Josh and I'll be bringing the low rev perspective.
Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Radical Deep Impact, and I'm going to be comparing that to the Track Paragon Shadow and the Rotogrip Rockstar.
And I'll be comparing it to the Ebonite Spartan and the Hammer Maximum Effect. These comparisons will give us and you an idea of what these pieces look like going down the lane. At the end, we will give our honest, unbiased review anywhere from nuts to trash. Today we are here at Bolero Mesa on a fresh house shot. With that being said, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you out on the lanes.
After seeing the deep impact go down the lane, this one felt really good in my hand. Like, this is something that I would see that would fit in the strong and smooth category, but honestly, it feels like it's pretty down lane for that kind of category, so it kind of fit towards the tail end of it, just because I felt like it saw the friction quite a bit later than I kind of anticipated it to. But honestly, the way it came off the pattern and went through the pins, I felt like it was pretty continuous, and I really enjoyed the ball motion. So now I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Track Paragon Shadow and see how that compares. All right, to me, these two definitely fit in a similar spot in the bag, but I think the Paragon Shadow just sees it a little bit sooner. I saw the deep impact kind of flow a couple more feet down the lane before it wanted to make the change of direction. The Paragon Shadow definitely wanted to be slightly earlier and a little bit more rounded and a little bit more forward going through the pins compared to the deep impact. Felt like I could actually move a little bit further left with the deep impact and kind of shape it a little bit more because I knew it was going to come around the corner and go through the pins. The Paragon Shadow, I kind of sometimes have a tendency, if I get a little too far left, it's a little too forward and start to 8-pin a lot. The deep impact, I think, is a little bit more continuous than the Paragon Shadow. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw the Rockstar and see how that compares. All right, now the Rockstar I see as a step down from the deep impact. I had to be quite a bit slow with my ball speed just to make sure it kind of got around the corner. Didn't have that quite as much of traction as the deep impact. I need to play a little bit further to the right and find a little bit more friction early just to trust that the ball would come off the end of the pattern the right way. So for me, definitely a ball down, something I go to when there's a little bit less oil on the lanes compared to the deep impact. All right, final thoughts on the deep impact. Honestly, I really enjoyed the ball motion this one gave me. I wasn't too sure how I was gonna like this one. I thought it was gonna be a little bit earlier than it was, but it was kind of surprising how downlane it was and still being controllable and continuous, which I think is a recipe for a really good ball and a really versatile ball. So I think I'm gonna put this ball in the fire category. It really surprised me on this one.
Just through 10 shots with the new Radical Deep Impact. This ball for me, I was really excited to throw it because I've been waiting kind of for a bigger asim solid, and this one was kind of in that zone, but it did have a level of quickness to friction that I did like. Kind of gave me vibes of like the old RSTX1. Again, that bigger, smoother type shape, not so forward, not like as forward as like a Paragon of Shadow, but again, still strong enough to where you could consider it a big ball. I did feel like it performed better as I kind of migrated left. At first, this was kind of the point of the day where there was a friction spot developing around like board 7, 8 down lane where it didn't really matter when you touched it, it's just if you touched it, it was hooking. So this ball, I did hit that a couple times and finally found that I needed to move a couple boards left. But once I got there and started kind of swinging it around that spot, this ball shaped so nicely. Again, first couple shots, it's hard to be bad at the ball because it was more, I knew it was more me, not the ball. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw 5 shots with the maximum effect and see how it compares. Just threw 5 shots with the maximum effect. This ball for me definitely had a similarity in cleanness through the fronts, but I did feel like it was a lot more forward, a lot bigger core, bigger engine, and just wasn't so quick to friction as the impact. I did feel like for what we're bowling on right now, the impact definitely gave me a better ball motion, where the effect I did feel like I just, again, needed a little bit of surface to kind of help blend out the lane, because it just was all or nothing kind of ball reaction. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw 5 shots with the Ebonite Spartan and see how that compares. Just threw 5 shots with the Ebonite Spartan. This ball for me felt like it was, again, a little bit earlier than the impact. I felt like it was just a kind of like a ball up, but I do feel like they shaped off the end of the pattern very similarly. Definitely not the earliest bigger ball, but I still had shape down lane, almost like a reality, but I still feel like it was just slightly stronger. But I felt like both of these balls, the Spartan and the impact, again, like gave me that similar vibe, just the Spartan being 1 ball up, where the impact is just 1 ball down from that. Final thoughts on the Radical Deep Impact. This ball for me, again, I really like the way the colors look, first of all, and I really like the way the ball just shaped going down the lane. I felt like this ball I can see throwing on a lot of different varieties of patterns. I felt like it's a pretty versatile piece where you can get it to hook early enough on sport, but you could also get it to shape down lane enough for house shots. So I do think that this is going to be hopefully not a sleeper, hopefully it's just popular, but sometimes Radical balls do get slept on, but this one, don't get me wrong, this one's gonna be good. For today, again, didn't make the best shots overall, but I am gonna give it a fire. I do think that once I got into the right zone, again, like even on the bad shots, I did feel like it still wanted to shape the right way, which is kind of a sign that shows me, again, like it's a good ball. Even when I'm missing, it's still trying to do the right shape. So fire for today.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.